Oh, I didn't change the thing on Twitch. Guess what I'm about to do real quick?
Oh, okay. Let me see. I'll bring Twitch up.
Let's go to Stream Manager. Let's rush. Let's open it up. And,
there it is.
Linux, weekly, daily, Wednesdays, 3:20. Live and uncut. And I'm going to change it from Trackmania, which this is not Trackmania if you're just tuning in. It's going to be the weirdest race you've ever seen. Science and technology. There we go. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are live.
There we go.
Not with Trackmania. Nay, that was last night, yesterday evening. We are in fact back with another episode 320. Lots to talk about this week, including gnomes, buttons with gnomes,
yes,
swiping KDEs, Debian 11.3s, and of course, how could you possibly, why would you even want to do it? What I'm talking about is making Ubuntu even more dangerous. Oh, yes. How's it going, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls?
Hi, Arthuryn. Hi, Steve Husband. Esteban Husbando. And hi, Quinn64. Welcome.
It is that time. We are going to be very punctual this week. We are. So we're going to do 10 minutes in, 10 minutes out, because I got a thing showing up tomorrow, and I was telling Jill, I was going for like Steve, Jill, and it turned up being just Jill.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Steve. I'm going to get to you in a minute, buddy. Yeah, I got a thing showing up tomorrow, so I got to tear down the studio in preparation to like when that shows up, because I film stuff out of sync. You know, I do the unboxing and all that. Then I put it to the side, and then I come back and finish it up. So I got to get this done at a reasonable amount of time, so I'm not in here tearing stuff down in the middle of the night.
Oh,
Steel.
So I will go use the restroom in just a minute. Still in Jeeve. Yeah, that's sometimes we got called that. And here's my mug. It's from one of my favorite episodes of the classic Star Trek series, Star Trek the original series, Space Seed with Ricardo Montalban. And that is a poster, a modern poster that an artist has done for the show. It's really awesome. I love that mug.
Oh,
that is a collector's item.
That's non-canon stuff, man. Nothing like that. The better Star Trek. The Discovery. Is anybody still watching Discovery? Is that over with?
No, they just started their new season. Yeah.
I think this series might be done with. I know Picard's back.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, Picard is started though.
I'm legitimately out of sync with that. I'm way behind on the watching the TVs.
Yeah. I kind of am too. I've watched the first episode of Picard.
Haven't even gotten that far. I don't know. What was the last thing I watched? Man, I don't remember. Strange New Worlds?
Yeah, I am very excited about that one.
Is that
Christopher Pike? That's Christopher Pike's Star Trek. It's going to be cool.
That might be good.
Yeah.
It depends on how they play it. Yeah, there's not much in the way of sci-fi going on right now. Is there? No, there's not. I'm
not
really trying to think about it. I was even in like sci-fi fantasy, what we got going on right now, because like the Lord of the Rings, I'm still kind of hopeful for that. And strangely enough, the prequel to Game of Thrones, that might be interesting. I'm a lot more interested in that since I realized, like, wait, Matt Smith is going to be in that. I like that guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And Wheel of Time, I got 3 episodes into that, and I checked out. If you liked it, I'm glad you liked it. It made me go back and, before it came out, and read all the books, and, like, why are we making a series out of that?
I've been wanting to watch it. I know a lot of people who love the first episode, but didn't care for the other ones.
I don't know. I didn't find the 300 books I went through that compelling of a story. I'm not saying it was horrible, but
that's why it's a wheel of time, right? It's a time chronovore. It takes your time.
Those books were written in bullet time. Nick, that should have been something like a 3-book series, but when you're reading through a novel, Anne Rice was guilty of this. I always get grumpy with Anne Rice when somebody spending too long, maybe not too long. If that's your thing, go for it. But just painful detail of like each room and the clothing on everyone. Mm-hmm. Like, do we? But
she's such a marvelous writer. She can get away with it.
No, she couldn't. So let's see. We're going to be going in about 5 minutes, everyone. So if you need to get up, get a drink, I suggest doing it. While I hop over to Amazon and we are, well, you know what? Let's just take a look. I'm on a video card watch right now. Things are getting interesting. Prices are falling. I might be able to get one. Oh, no. What do we think about this? $4.99. That's technically under $500, right? Ooh, we can do better. I don't know. That's still $100 above previous. What do you want to bet this is out of stock, though? What do you want to bet? Oh, it's in stock at $4.99. I don't know. Yeah. Yes, Gandalf, it is. Okay. How do we want to look at that, though? Intellectually, over the last 2 years, if you see 3060 and it's not, what was it? Like 4 months ago, $600. Like, you know what? That's reasonable for a 3060 in these trying times. We're talking about a card that is supposed to retail for like $360 to $380, depending. So, yeah, $100 above that seems reasonable, but it's still not reasonable, is it? Maybe it is. I'm thinking if I find one for... Oh, what is going to be the price for a video card for a 3060? I'm thinking like $450. $450 I will break and go fine. And I'll do the world a favor, because the day after I buy a 3060 for $450, they will go to $380, as is tradition. I can almost touch it. I can write it. It's principle. It is principle, and I know I'm not alone. I'm not. There's no FOMO at this point. Yeah, early on when they were first launching these, there was some FOMO. Like, maybe I should get one. I got to get one. Everyone else is getting one. No one else was getting one either. I've waited this long, and it's not just me in this boat. We're just sitting here like, no. At this point, I've learned to live with what I have. It's in SoFocus? I don't know, man. What is SoFocus? What f-stop is that? But yeah, I don't know. The prices have to come down because you know what NVIDIA would like to do? NVIDIA would like to release their 40 series. And it would be silly of them. It wouldn't be impossible for NVIDIA. They wouldn't slow them down. It would look silly if they're launching their new cards where the masses, those of us who were not into hobbyist mining or scalpers sitting on their stock, we're just sitting around going, well, we still haven't been able to buy a 30 series. Is that how we justified it? Yeah. Listen, I thought about buying a 3060 at $600, but here's the thing. You got to override your executive functions. And my executive functions, that part of my brain meats was telling me, it's like, if you're going to spend $600, you might as well spend another $600 and get a Quadro, because this is going in a business PC in the studio that will occasionally play games. A 560. Yeah. I got a 2060 in this box. Everything else has integrated graphics, except for the DAW in the studio, which has an NVIDIA Quadro T300 or something like that. It's an old card, but it's fanless. And that's why it won the competition. Everything else is integrated graphics. Thanks, Intel. All these other boxes. But all they have to do is display 1080p WebRTC. Put stuff like really in focus, SO focus things on the screen. Yeah, I just need more video memory. That's all I need. I don't need it to play games. There's very few games that you cannot play at 1080p 60 with a 2060. Not a 2060 Super, just a regular old run-of-the-mill 2060. But this is where it starts getting dodgy, everyone. This is where it starts getting dodgy. Intel has got an announcement on the 30th. We don't know what they're announcing. They put the mysterious GIF up, which is just confusing everyone. So do you go out and buy a 3060 with Intel, just getting ready to release something like Intel could have eaten the market if they could have released last year, but they didn't. And this dragging on. If Intel doesn't come out with pricing and availability, especially if you're in America, the United States, because they just lifted a 25% tariff until the holidays. Well, some of that might get passed to consumers. Hopefully. Intel could be shooting themselves in the foot by dragging this out so much.
Yeah.
That
was nice to hear that announcement today, though. That was awesome.
If AMD... Yeah, see, AMD's just not... No, I love AMD. Every box I have, except for these 3 little boxes. AMD. But they don't play well with DaVinci Resolve. They don't. Because it's that third-party stuff. Mm-hmm. It is. Intel went to Blackmagic, and Intel's like, hey, let's make sure this works with all the Blackmagic stuff that people are using. And Blackmagic probably said, give us money, and Intel went, here's some money. AMD doesn't roll like that, which can be to their detriment. All right. So we got about 3 minutes left.
Nice.
Yeah. We saw that. I haven't had a chance to... You know what? I'm going to do that right now. Fall Guys may or may not be working with EAC. We were talking about that yesterday during Trackmania.
Yeah. I haven't checked it.
I don't know if I have Fall Guys. Keys and entitlement. What I need to check, see, I've gotten smart now because we hand out free games if you win and you compete on Fridays. So people have been cutting through my 27 pages now of unredeemed keys on Humble Bundle. Fall. Do I have Fall Guys? No, I do not own Fall Guys. That is the right game, isn't it? Jill made me question myself yesterday.
Yeah. True.
We're getting to the age where no one can be sure they're right. Like, maybe. Let's go check.
Yes. So true.
Steve was complimenting on your SO focus.
Steve was what, Van?
Steve was complimenting your camera on the SO focus.
So in focus. Okay.
I have to assume that's how Steve talks now. Just randomly. He's like, wow, it looks like, Jill's room is so in focus. I'm like, Steve, why are you screaming, man? Come on, calm down. All right. Yeah, let me go grab a drink, and we're going to get underway.
Okay. Hi, Low Spec Linux Laptop. How are you doing? Do, 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 do. Using my outside voice. Aw. So Arthur, and what are you up to tonight besides watching LWW? Do you have something special planned? Let's see, it's Wednesday, so you'll have 2 days probably left of work. Do, 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 do. Steve husband is working hard. He's been doing a lot of work, a lot of hours. I haven't gotten to see him a lot. But next week we go to Disneyland for his birthday. Woohoo! Honey, we gotta change your name back to Steve Husband. It still says Esteban. Aw, thank you, Quinn. Thank you very much. Yeah, a lot of these penguins are ones that our patrons have gotten me. I wanted to walk all day, yeah. But we're going to have a nice dinner. Maybe we'll get my Steve husband his favorite Monte Cristo sandwich in New Orleans Square at the New Orleans Cafe. He loves that. Or we'll go to Blue Bayou or the Lamplight in DCA. Yeah, Monte Cristo, I figured. I'll have some more shrimp and grits. That was incredible. That was the best shrimp and grits I literally ever had in my life. At Disneyland, yes, because Disney actually hired Creole chefs from New Orleans. One of his best friends who lived in New Orleans, he invited him to come and have to manage the New Orleans restaurants. So that's why they're so good. There's a history there, and so all the new chefs have to all be trained from New Orleans. So that's one of their requirements. Yeah, I'm still in my backup mouse. It's a very pretty mouse. Let me see if I can't pull it out too much. I'll have to pull it out for a future show to show you. It's a little baby mouse, but it's really pretty. It's a happy pink. But yeah, it isn't as nice as my other one. But it works. Oh, hey, Daisy Bobs. Cheese and pickles, yummy. Sounds good to me. I love cheese anytime. Yeah, so it's like a little... It's actually a mouse meant for kids, Arthur. I have two of them. Let me see. Can you see it? I can't move it up too far. I don't want to stretch the cable. But yeah, I'll get my other one out and show you in a future episode. It is actually very it fits my hand really well because it's small. That is the nice thing about it. But it's just not as comfortable because it's hard plastic, doesn't have the soft, nice texture on it like the mouse that Arthur got me.
Yeah, that's what we need. We need squishy mouses. Yeah.
It's cheese o'clock. So true.
I'll slide that microphone.
I had cheese this morning.
Slide the microphone over a little bit, Joe.
Oh. There we go. There we are.
Plushy USB
Plushy
mouse.
USB.
No. See, the ultimate mouse technology has yet to be invented. It will be a soggy mouse. A mouse that drips water constantly on your desk. And you can throw it at people and they're like, why did you throw that at me?
Yeah.
I don't have PDC enabled on this. That's interesting. Huh. All right. So, hey, let's do a show.
Okay.
Let's get underway. Here I am. There Jill are. There we are in tandem. And there we go. All right. You get a Tribble mouse. Tribble mouse would be great if it screamed the entire time you used it. I don't know if Tribbles scream, but my Tribbles...
Oh, Tribbles scream if there's Klingons around. Those Klingons. I've got several Tribbles right here. I got a pink one from the animated series. And then I have another Tribble that was from my wedding. And I have another Tribble back there that was given to me by Ethan Phillips at one of the Star Trek conventions.
For those of us in the audience who don't know what an Ethan Phillips is?
Neelix from Star Trek Voyager.
So there's a good chance even Star Trek fans didn't know that.
Yeah. Aw.
Hey, man. Voyager had 2 good episodes with Q in it, and that's pushing the boundaries of the word good, but I mean...
Yeah, there were a few other really good episodes. But yeah, the Q ones were definitely the best. Of course, they usually are in whatever series he's in. That's why I'm looking forward to a little more watching Picard because, well, the Q is there.
There we go. All right. Hey, we got everything together. Let's pull the penguin train out of the station. That is together. That is together. I gotta hunt down why I got PDC latency on this guy. That is for another time, ladies and gentlemen. Put her professional face on. Hey everyone, welcome back to Linux Weekly, daily Wednesdays where we sit back, relax, take that midweek break, talk about some of the fun things going on in the world of Linux, open source, anything else we find interesting. So sit back, relax, crack open an adult. Don't do that. Don't crack open adults. Crack up as an adult if you're an adult.
Yes. Make them laugh. Don't hurt them then.
I don't know. I mean, after you've put your adult in its upright position, that's a brilliant thing to do. Jill, we had some fun last night trying to go around tracks.
Yes.
It's always interesting. Did you crash a lot? I crashed a lot.
Yeah, I did, especially with the last few tracks that were a lot harder. Oh, yeah. and the one with the loop where you had to make a right-hand turn. That was but I actually started doing that one pretty well, so I got around the loop just fine.
I don't know where I'm at on that particular. Oh, and we had Rohit join us because Rohit went to a coffee shop with his Steam Deck to play Trackmania with us to practice, which was, I was debating when, if I bought a Steam Deck, I would have to go out somewhere and be like, look, everyone, I have the thing. And I already made a promise to myself, if I see somebody in the wild with a Steam Deck, I'm going to walk right up to them and ask them about their Atari Lynx. I am. And see if
Very good.
So you've been getting prepared for that wacky thing you kids do at SoCal, right?
Yes. Yeah, so I'm starting to prepare my Linux Chick-fil-A booth for the Southern California Linux Expo on July 28th through July 31st. I have a lot to prepare, so I always start several months ahead of time. And we'll have some LGC activities, and I know, I think Empty is coming, so that will be great. And I will have so much going on. I've got my crew from Destination Linux also coming, so there's a lot of things going on.
What about the flamethrowers?
It's going to be wonderful. No flamethrowers. There are safety cones, though, in the form of VLC. They will help guard you from the flames, I guess.
You can put the safety cones over the flamethrowers. It'll be much easier to sneak in.
Yes, very true.
Couple of things going on here. Couple of things. The DAW is running kernel 517. I compiled that earlier this week because I was kind of curious. Really, there's no big announcements in 517, but I just wanted to make sure everything works. All the ALSA stuff for my control surfaces. Good report. Happy to see that. And I always remind everyone, if you get a chance, if you are a Twitch sub or a patron, you have access to our Track Media server, which we're going to be practicing on, all of us, until Friday, because there's some challenging maps in there. There's some fun maps. And again, it's arcade racing. We do this because we're getting a little bit older and we like to stay a little competitive, but we also like to have fun. And that game will tax you in ways that you don't realize, but that's only if you let it.
Yeah,
you got to watch out. You got to watch out for people who start out with like, yeah, this is fun. This is like bouncing around. It's like Hot Wheels. Then we got Phil. Phil's been my favorite person to watch so far because Phil practices. He's good. He's getting there. Yeah. He started from like smashing into quarters and falling off loops. Like Phil's finishing in the top 3 sometimes now. So
I know,
that
he's
just
amazing.
warms my heart to see people putting that.
Hey, I've been happy. I even finished second on one of the maps on Friday. So it's like, that's a big deal for me.
Look at you. You went from like, man, you were struggling to finish the track. Now we just assume you're going to finish the track. You're going to finish it. Yeah. Now you move on to like, now let's start moving up that ladder a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's cool. Fun. We'll be doing that live Friday with everyone else, and I'm giving out free games. I got a big chunk of new games to hand out for the top 3 spaces. Plus, we got a kind of like a little Joker thing set up, where I think if you finish in 7th or 8th, you get a chunk of bonus points just to help balance it out. So you don't want to be last. And oh right, we were talking about that in the pre-show. I got a thing I'm very excited about for everyone who is doing podcasting and streaming. Should be showing up in my house tomorrow and do a video on it. I don't want to spoil anything. I'm dancing around it, but kind of the question with this is you can't buy it. How did you get it? Because I tried to buy it and I couldn't, but I had a notification and somebody returned one because they made like 8 of them, when I trying supply issue times. But stay tuned for that. I will definitely get that up and posted. Probably, it's going to be for next month. So there's your teaser. It's red. How about that? It's red.
It's red. Appropriate for Linux Gamecast. It matches LWW, lower and upper thirds.
I still got to do the joke. To where I take one piece of equipment and another red piece of audio equipment and be like, it helps, it makes it sound better. You want to color coordinate your audio equipment because somebody will go, yeah, okay, that's what it'll be an audio file. Who knows? Stay tuned for it though. Let's get into it. GNOME 42 is kind of almost out. It's here, sort of.
Yes. Yeah. So GNOME 42 has been released and it has lots of new features and many enhancements, smaller improvements, and a lot faster in performance. Woohoo! I've been looking forward to that. And so GNOME 42 is actually the first version of GNOME to put library Adwada at its core. That's awesome. And this updated toolkit brings a fresh new look, new widgets, and better performance, which is awesome. And because of the library Adwada integration, something we have waited quite a while for is now here. There is a new global dark mode, woohoo, UI style preference that has arrived in GNOME 42. And this can be used to request that apps use a dark UI style instead of light. And it can be found in the new Appearance panel in the Settings app. But not only does it switch the UI to dark, it switches the wallpapers as well to a dark style. So that's really convenient and very forward-thinking. That's really cool. And there are actually 2 new default apps. There's a new text editor. It's a completely new one, written from the ground up, and a new console terminal. So that's cool too. And the GNOME browser, which was formerly called Epiphany, now enables hardware-accelerated rendering on all websites. Ooh, that is going to be fun to play with because I do love the GNOME browser because it's always been very nimble and fast, and that will even make it faster. There's just so much in this release, Ben.
There's a couple of things in this. One of the things that caught my eye is having the built-in screen grabber. like native to GNOME. You know, you smash that print screen button, fam, and you're going to get, boom. You're also going to get options, you know, pick and select, which is good. And I say that because there's not a lot of people who really need to do a lot of screen capturing. But when you do, I end up having to do that quite a bit. That's a handy thing to have built in. Plus, it even does video. That's another thing.
Yeah.
If you want to record your desktop,
that's really
as well,
exciting.
That's going to be built into GNOME. It's a good on the GNOME development team for that. They've also, you know, did an update for the screen sharing in GNOME 42. So it's going to be using RDP instead of VNC. That's neat. That's neat. And a lot of apps have been ported to GTK4, which means
yay,
I can't play it with them because I'm on Debian 11.
Yeah, true. And a couple other enhancements is that the GNOME's virtual machine app boxes, which I use a lot all the time for virtualization. It's one of the best virtualization apps out there. It has a redesigned preferences view and has better support for modern UEFI operating systems, which is really cool. You know what? That boxes is really great to get new users into using virtualization software. It's one of the easiest out there. Literally just a few clicks of the mouse to get your ISO running. And I want to thank Arthur, once again, our advisor in chat, for posting this to our show suggestions.
Well, you know,
yeah,
Arthur,
he posted it the hour the release came out. So.
He loves GNOME with the nice rounded corners and all that.
Yes.
I guess we did make a note. If you want to play with GNOME right now, I think the latest Fedora.
OpenSUSE.
Fedora. Well, if you need a real operating system, Joe, Fedora. I'm picking at you, everyone on the Gecko team. The beta released yesterday, which you can go play with as well.
Yeah, true. And there is also the official GNOME ISO for testing and playing around with it. But yeah, it's not going to land in the Arch repository or the official, the stable Fedora repository for another few weeks.
Where I'm excited, it's not necessarily GNOME itself, but GTK4 will allow for hardware acceleration, which things get interesting there. That's what I'm keeping my eye on, my good eye. And just good work all around. But some people are quite displeased with the GNOME team. And
yeah.
Is it Adwata? Did we say Adwata?
Yeah, that's Adwata? What I say is Adwata or library Adwata.
GNOME. Is it GNOME or GNOME? I'm like, we've been over this with GIFs.
Yes. The company actually says GNOME.
Go to the zoo and look at my giraffes.
Yeah, I know. GIF or GIF. There we go.
GNOME or GNOME. The end of the nice GTK button from Mr. Brown. He kind of walks through and he's been using GTK3 for a while. And guess what? They've changed some things with GTK4. He's a little displeased with it. And my first thought was like, do you ever just have like a favorite button? I don't, but this guy does. I appreciate stuff like this because it is completely lost on me when I look at design themes and stuff like that.
UI.
I'm raw functionality. Like I will do it from a command line if it's quicker. But yeah, he not really loving the new libadwaita theme, and he dared voice his displeasure with this, and he was immediately shut down. You don't disagree with the GNOME hive mind. The internet has taught us this, but he's got some good points. You know, everything in the new themes is flat, thanks Microsoft, compared to what? Oh, I mean, do you want to bring back skeuomorphic design? Do you remember that? When everything had a physical item attached? Let's go Full Metal Bob again. You know, let's put stuff on bookshelves in the background of, your library.
Microsoft Bob, yes.
Man, but yeah, blood for the blood gods. So welcome to the brave new world of GTK4. I mean, the dude's really against libadwaita on mobile more than he is on desktop. And, just things like, hey, the new dark theme is just flipping it around, which I know somebody can tell the difference, but I thought that's what dark themes did. I'm not terribly displeased with that. But all of this is going to be in the show notes if you want to go back over for it. And I don't know. I'm trying to achieve some level of anger here, but I'm the wrong person to do it, Jill, because even if I squint, I'm like, it kind of looks the same. Maybe.
It is quite different, actually. And I personally love the new Adwata theme and that it is more minimal and modern. But the developer, Martin, just doesn't like it. He likes the buttons that stand out and that have the nice curvy outline around them. And I understand that because I still like those too. And he actually has a really great point about library Adwata being a huge decrease in accessibility. That is actually very true. The buttons in the header bar look the same as titles now, and that actually makes it harder to visually see. And I've noticed that myself a little bit. So that is very, very true. It's definitely the visual cues aren't there as well, but I like it and I'm used to it, so it doesn't bother me.
It is evolution. There's always the argument if you have a bunch of designers whose job is to design, you leave them alone. What are they going to do? They're going to design. How do you do that? You change stuff. Not always for the better.
Yeah.
Though. Sometimes it's good to have like, okay, this is good. And I'm like, well, we could enhance it. The flat design never really bothered me. So again, I'm the wrong person. If you give me something, I grew up, we've basically been alive and using computers throughout all of UI's incarnations.
Mm-hmm.
So
yes, absolutely.
I've seen it from the days of
CDE.
Yeah.
It makes me happy. Yeah.
I mean, it works. Oh, a button? How fancy. Click. I don't feel entitled enough to go, that button needs to be pretty because it doesn't.
Yeah.
I'm like, button, I'm happy. Look, I'm content. I'm easy to please. But buttons are a thing of the past, Joe. We're going to be swiping on everything left and right like we do on our mobile devices.
Talk about something new and progressive. The upcoming release of KDE Plasma 5.25 in June will have a new touchscreen swiping feature that is even nicer than the one in Windows 11. Users of KDE Plasma 5.25 with touchscreen devices will be able to enter their tasks and virtual desktops overview by simply swiping down from the top edge. But there is something cooler than just a standard swipe. Swiping down from the top edge is actually really beautiful and fluid because the tasks and virtual overviews follows the path of the finger and changes size. So that's pretty sweet. That's really, really progressive use of a swipe, and you don't have to do a three-fingered swipe like you do on Windows 11.
Three-fingered is ridiculous. What's wrong with the old two fingers and one pinky toe, like a normal person?
Yeah, one pinky toe. I personally don't like swiping gestures that have more than one finger. It's just always kind of bothered me. I'm used to it, and I do it on my phone and other, I've used it in Ubuntu and other, and GNOME and other OSs before, but I personally just like one finger for all the
Here's
things.
Exactly where I'm at with like multi-fingers. I accidentally discover them sometimes because I'm aware these things exist, but I don't experiment with things like, that did a thing. That's kind of interesting. Now, when I see the swiping for the audio listeners, they're demonstrating a video with a 2 pull down, and all I'm thinking of is like, I will slap your hand if you get your fingers anywhere near my monitors. I don't know why people do that. People want to touch stuff, especially people whose primary computing devices or their mobile devices. And this happens way too many times. And I don't do it to injure anyone, but they'll start reaching for like, no, don't do that. I don't like cleaning fingerprints off the screen.
Yeah, when I'm on my computer, it's not something. I have some touch screens, in here in my computer room, and I never use the touch features because when I'm on a computer, I'm using mouse and keyboard, or gerbil and keyboard, as it were.
Yeah.
And I never use the touchscreen. I use the touchscreen on my phone and my tablets, but not my other devices.
Just take my trackball and rub it on the monitor.
Yeah, there you go.
Now, this is not the only thing in the upcoming version of, this week in KDE. There's some user interface improvements, which harkens back to, I guess, again, but hey, a bar that shows disk usage level inside of Dolphin. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And let's see, let's go through some little cycles here. Battery and brightness. These are things I don't ever, this is like way too fancy for me. This is all I'm trying to convey to people. I'm like, wow, it's good to know that all of these options do exist. But I did see one that kind of made me laugh a little bit because this was a use case and KDE fixed it. Apparently when you were running Plasma Wayland session, hang on, we got to add a difficulty multiplier in a VM, as one does these days. Clicking on something would, cause it to be off by like 1 pixel. So they fixed that. It was just like slightly offset. And I would never think of even trying to like get Wayland up and running. I guess that's possible. That is awesome. That is neat. KDE is quite pretty these days, isn't it?
Oh, it's beautiful. K-Win for the win. It's the most beautiful desktop in Linux. I really think it is. And they've added so many beautiful features. And now that they've fixed all the bugs and the crashing issues, it's just a sweet desktop. And the Plasma Mobile is also a beautiful OS. And they are bringing a lot of that sleekness and the great touch control to the KDE desktop proper, which is really awesome.
This is true. And you're going to be able to play with this in Plasma 525. More's in the pipeline, including finger-following touchpad gestures. And that sounds both entertaining and dangerous. I look forward to it. Good news, everyone. There's a new version of Debian out. Kinda.
Woohoo!
Really short mentioning I've installed it on all the boxes in the studio. 11.3. This came out on March 26th, and they're pleased to announce the update of the stable distribution, codename Bullseye, which is the boring kind of Linux, but it's the good kind of Linux. A bunch of security updates. Nothing in here that was crazy. I did not hit a single hitch upgrading to my current version of Debian 11 installs on the 5 boxes inside of this little studio that I've set up. So yeah, just to mention, it's there. So next time you go to do your apt update, it's going to, hey, repository names have changed. You want to update them? And of course you do, because security updates. Yeah. Welcome to Debian. I try to convey this. If you need to set up a production box with a reasonable lifespan that is going to stay, we're not talking like Cent stuff like this or Rocky, where it's going to be like locked into this particular software stack for the next 10 years, but something that's going to change every 3 to 5 years. Debian's a great place to be. No moving parts under it. Once you get something up and working, all you're going to be getting is these nice little security updates. So you don't have to pick and choose. This is, one of the good things about rolling distributions, we're going to get to that in a little bit. Like Arch is you're always getting the latest and greatest to play with. But once you get like an entire system, then it's just not, it could be related to different software versions and packages and libraries that get installed, which are not compatible with thing Y. And that's why I run it here. Debian's a great base to have everything on, because I don't have to pick and choose. Of course, I have a sacrificial box. I'm like, I'm going to install it on this one. Did you break? No. Okay, then I'll start rolling.
There you go.
So, they fixed the ClamAV thing?
Yeah, they fixed ClamAV has a new upstream stable release, which fixed a denial of service issue, which was kind of big. I had heard a lot of people talking about that. And there are some other major security fixes, including more Intel microcode mitigation security issues. And one of the biggest ones here is it fixed several Apache Log4j2 vulnerabilities and remote code execution and security issues that were found in December. So they've been continually updating and fixing those issues. So good for you, Debian, on top of it, as always.
This is good. Always good. And you know what? Hopefully I reminded you, because just talking about this right now is like, I need to update our Jitsi server and our Trackmania server. And I'll do that after the show.
Oh, okay. One of the many things you got to do today.
It's one of those days, This is like one of those days where I know this day is going to end at 4:40, 4:50 in the morning. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Fun times. Now, I got to assume everybody listening to me has run Ubuntu at some point in your life on your Linux journey. In fact, you might be running it right now. That's awesome. You got to pick what works with you. But maybe, you could traditionally just run like an Ubuntu LTS, which kind of similar to Debian is going to be very static for a long time. If you want to live a little, you can run the current release. It's going to get updated more frequently. If you really like to party, you can run development branch. And, it's kind of like on Fedora, you can run Rawhide. And, everybody's got like in Debian's got testing or
SID.
It gets crazier and crazier with Debian. I mean, Debian can keep up with Arch if you want to run the YOLO branch. But maybe you wanted to live that YOLO lifestyle with something, a little more tame, like Ubuntu. Well, now you can. We're talking about rolling rhinos, which sounds delightfully dangerous, but it's reasonably easy to set up. This comes from hothardware.com. Just walking through what is involved with this, because this is all, it's going to be pulling development packages from the development repo, which is good, the stuff that's kind of in testing. Then they got a thing called Rhino Update. It's going to show up and it's going to pull things that are not in the dev branch, the traditional one. So, you're really going to be living on the edge. Now it is available as an ISO where you just kind of plug it into the system, but there's something you need to know. Something you need to know about the rolling
very
Rhino.
important.
Yeah. Do not use aptitude first when setting this up because it will override your capability of like running
Break
Rhino init. Yeah. Or the Rhino update. So it just won't work at all. I think that's something they might want to address, but I had not heard about running a rolling. And I'm curious if somebody wants to try this and write into the show and let us know what their experiences are, because usually, am I alone? When I think rolling a release, I immediately just go to Arch. Like, if I want to do that, I'm just going to, install like I'll install 3 Arches. No, but it's relatively easy to set up. I thought it was kind of interesting. If you want the latest and greatest from Canonical, now this, we will point out, completely not affiliated. It's not, don't call up Canonical like, hey, I got a problem.
Yeah.
I mean, you do record it. Yeah, they could just laugh at you and I'm like, don't. So if you're familiar with rolling releases and you want to play around with the latest and greatest, but you're comfortable in that Ubuntu environment.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, go check out Rolling Rhino Release.
Yeah, this is really nice instead of having to wait for, Ubuntu's slower release cycle, which, yes, they are slow, a bit like Debian, but that makes it wonderful and stable at the same time. So.
It does. I would call LTSs from Ubuntu slow. Debian is glacial sometimes, but
Debian is more glacial. Yeah, and if you get the Ubuntu, the newer releases, they might be a little behind, but they update that much more frequently. I use Ubuntu LTS here on my broadcasting rig, because I love the stability. It just works.
It's almost as good as Debian. I love it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, I mean, it should be. It's based on Debian.
And I can put Debian 11 on my vintage computers, which makes me happy.
You absolutely can.
Yeah. It's got 32-bit support.
Fair. All right. We got one little slice of pie before we bounce out of here, but we need to thank some new people, a new person who's become a patron, helping support the show directly over at patreon.com/Linux Gamecast. I got a gang of things, a little bonus trinkets, that little mysterious device I was talking about at the beginning of the show. You lot are going to get first crack at that. At least you're going to get some pictures of it tomorrow, probably. Like, hey, this is a thing I'm going to be playing with. But you like this show? We got it in podcast format, not just what you're listening to right now. We got the beginning, the middle, and end in the live and uncut series it's produced. So if you missed the live stream, go back and listen to it. Maybe you don't want to listen to it. I'll give you a video on top of that. Now, how much would you pay? 4 quarters a week. That's what we're asking. We stack that together to get equipment, better the show. We host all of our stuff. We don't do ads, and trying to give you the best experience possible. Now, Joe Bryant, we have a new patron who has joined us at a sea monster level of about 350.
That's really awesome. His name is, or her name, Hakeem Moss. thank you so much. That's awesome. And I look forward to talking to you in chat. So that'll be cool.
Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah. We have Discord. If you are a Twitch subscriber or a patron, you can get access to our super secret, ultra private Discord, which is neither of those things, but that's where we're at the other 6 days of the week, having conversations that are not entirely 100% Linux based. I think throws people off sometimes because we're all over the place with all types of things. But for our live shows, IRC, Twitch, and Discord are all tied together with our chatbot.
Yay.
So there is no paywalls to get that communication. You can always shoot in an email or anything like that if you would like to chat. Also, other ways to support us, head over to our website, like, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff. Support tabs. We got merch. We got wish list. And there we go. There's our commercial.
Yay.
Because we need to save up. We need to save up to buy something that I think everyone would enjoy. Watching Jill eat. And that's a slice of pie. With
fish sticks on it. Doesn't sound too enticing.
Come on, man.
I think I would prefer. I've had salmon on my pizza pie before, a Japanese pizza pie, and that is very good. Smoked salmon on a pizza is good.
See,
so I might give this a try.
We got a nice little Nutri-Score. It's limited edition pizza. Come on. Yeah. It's the original Captain Iglo. But you see that nutrition score, you look at it, it's a B. That's way too high for Jill. She wants something a little closer to E, so it needs some sprinkles on it. Maybe.
Yeah, that's got a lot of salt in it. So it sure does.
Too much stuff on that. It's not made of candy. I don't think I want to tango with it.
Yeah, it's got, it looks like it's on top of a bed of cheese and broccoli pizza, which I do like.
This week's slice of pie is a pinball machine. Pinball Wizards. Do you like pinball? You ever like?
I love pinball. I grew up playing in the arcades in the 70s and the 80s.
I've never of course you played pinball. I've played pinball. I've had friends that were addicted and they go to pinball tournaments.
Yeah.
That's next level. They own pinball machines, which are ludicrously expensive.
Very much so. And the maintenance is
for just one that's kind of clapped out, $5,000. Like, ooh, maybe not, but maybe you like playing pinball at home. And I don't mind it. I can play it. It is a game of skill. There's some RNG in it, but there's definitely some skill. If you wanted to build a nice little portable unit, you might want to use a Raspberry Pi. And that's what Chris did. And I almost called you Chris Dalek, but it's not. It's Dalk.
Dalk.
Yeah. So, as one does, you're sitting around the house. This is another reason I probably shouldn't own a laser cutter. I need something to cut with my lasers. And that's exactly what he did. Now, you're going to need a couple of things if you want to set one of these up at home for your, little personal pinball machine. You're going to need long, throwy, clicky buttons. Chris is doing it right. And you're also going to need a Raspberry Pi and a 7-inch touchscreen and a little bit of software that he wrote. Did I mention the Arduino?
Yeah.
You're going to need one of those, possibly some LED matrix panels if you want to get fancy with it. And if you're wondering about that application, the pinball application, it's C++ and OpenGL. Yeah, you're right.
OpenGL, yeah.
Used Raylib. That's what he did to make it work. And, this is pretty slick. This is just pretty slick. That's why I wanted to give it a mention. And, get nice little tracers on the balls. It beeps, it boops. It's got scores in the background. I'm happy to see that. Oh, look, you can even enter a high score. Look at that.
Yes. And it looks like it's so tactile, with the buttons. When you click the buttons, the reaction on the screen with the program is immediate. Mm-hmm. Very well done. And he was focusing on that to make it feel like a real pinball machine from the 70s in the arcade.
People want
and it's even got the scoreboard and everything. Yeah.
Look at that. This is he an Yep. Okay. Yep. Engineer. It's like this is too well put together for a YouTuber. No offense to anyone who is a YouTuber. This looks
very sweet.
Well done. And this just makes me want to really buy a laser cutter, which I'm still never going to do because I don't want to.
Yeah, I want one too. Yeah.
Pretty good. That's your slice of pie. Maybe you want to tell us about what you got going on in your life, your Linux-powered stories, adventures, open source, anything remotely related. We'd love to hear about it. You can do that over at linuxgamecast.com. We got a contact button. Leave a comment on this video. Jill will probably get back to you before I do. She's quick about that. She's like, what's up?
Yeah.
Man. But that's going to do it for episode 320. Jill, we got to bounce out of here. So how about we roll some credits?
Yeah, we thank some of our patrons. And
that's
I'm
the
going to thank a lot of people.
Jill. How dare.
Oh, I'm going to thank people in chat. We got Daisy Bobs.
We'll get it in a minute.
We got Artherin, otherwise known as Candolph the Crete, right now.
There's no credits running right now, so give me a second.
Yeah, there isn't. I'm going to do it anyways. No.
You see, the thing is like Jill's got them written down, so to give the appearance that she's reading them off.
Yeah. And we got Esteban Husbando, otherwise known as Steve Husband, who is my husband. We've got Dekresny. Oh, boy. We've got M. Maver in chat. So many awesome people. We have Don M. Yay!
I want to thank everybody making our show possible. Showing up each and every week. And you just check it in live. We do thank you for retweeting and doing all the social media stuff, man. We don't really have a team for that. So I appreciate it. I really do. All the gang of our cheerlings. Come say hi to us.
Ringing that bell, fam.
Wherever you may be. We'll check you out next week, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
What is that? Is that binoculars?
That's a heart.
Binoculars. There we go.
Do. Yay.
Now we'll change that. Always smash the bell. You got to do that. That's very frustrating with YouTube.
I know, YouTube.
I forget.
And then you got to go back. I have so many thousands of subscriptions, and I know you have a lot too, Ben, and it's really a pain because YouTube sometimes changes it so you don't get all the notifications from a channel. Then you have to go back and, find the channel and click the bell again and show all notifications. It's just annoying.
This is one of the things. By default, it doesn't give you the option. If you just click subscribe, the default option is not all notifications. And so then you're reliant on the YouTube algorithm to
Yeah.
No, it's not the person. That algorithm decides whether or not you're going to get a notification about a new video algorithm. Or if they go live. Which that's what irritates me.
Yeah. And that's why all the YouTube, they always make sure all the YouTubers always make sure to tell people to hit the one where you get all notifications because they have to specify that so people go and look.
Oh, I don't care if you get all our notifications. It doesn't want you to subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah.
That is something that always kind of makes me curious is like you'll see like somebody like it's regularly comments, like keeps track, clearly watches the videos that you do. It tells us like right in the comments whether or not you're subscribed to the channel, right? I'm like, how do you even find these videos? You're not subscribed to the channel, but that's always no, see, I always have my notifications. I always go back and like double check because I'll forget sometimes. I'll just click subscribe to a channel and then I'll find out like a week later. I'm like, I missed a live stream. Why did I? Oh, right. Hang on, I have to manually set that to all notifications so I get a notification.
Yeah. And on Twitch, of course, it's just default. It's easy peasy. It just works.
Well, that's it. I keep track
Come on,
of
YouTube.
who's live and who's doing things through push notifications through Android. I mean, like a normal person. Because I'm not always plopped in front of a computer if I'm out and about, or even if I'm in here, I have an Android tablet. I'm like, boop. Oh, what was that?
Yeah, I know. That's how I. Yeah, you get your notification in the waterfall of notifications on Android, and there you go.
That's the way to do it. I mean, even with it's just part of like getting up in the morning is like Let's pull that thing down. Okay, let's see what we get. Who's done what? Nope, don't care. Oh, that's neat. I might want to watch that later. And, stuff like that. But it's kind of each to their own. I don't know. I like to stay abreast of things, but I follow a lot of news and a lot of topics,
Yeah. Yeah, I've finally gotten around to where I needed to cut down my notifications because I was just getting too many because I'm subscribed to so many. So I have like 20 that I'm constantly, getting all their notifications, but that makes it easier and on my phone and all my notifications and tweets and all the things, Matrix, Instagram, all the things. Mastodon.
I just take them all. I mean, I do my best to, like, even on Twitter, I do my best to try to get back to anybody who asks me something. But
yeah,
I got at least every morning, I got like 70 notifications from Twitter.
I know. Unfortunately, Twitter is really good about the organization of them. So if you don't have them turned off, sometimes when I'm out and about, when I go for a walk or go to a restaurant, I turn off notifications. And then I'll come home and just go to Twitter and look at my notification area, and there they are.
Oh, no. I always have my notifications on, but it doesn't make a noise. It doesn't vibrate. I have to actively...
Same here. Yeah.
Hold on,
I do
so
every morning.
No point to cutting them off.
Yeah.
Because I know they're there.
Well,
I can control myself. Some people have control issues. They're like, oh, but I need to check the phone. I'm like, no. Like, even when I'm in the car, man, my mobile goes in the boot. It doesn't go in the back. It goes in the boot because I do not.
Yeah.
And it's not because I have a problem messing with it. It's like, I don't need that in my life when I'm out driving. I want to enjoy driving.
Yeah. I just turn them off when I'm out and about just so I'm not being stopped and interrupted. And
that's so you don't get run over, Joe. We know what it's for.
Kind of, yeah. And there's that too, because I need to be able to focus on my walking because I don't see well. So that is one of the reasons I do that. But every morning I have my waterfall cascade that I have to go through, and I always get back to everyone, and it's a lot. Oh, you can send me a follow request. Okay, I will check that out, Quinn. I'm usually pretty good about that, so I usually check those at least once a week. So my follow request. So I will follow you, Quinn. Thank you.
Yeah, on your Mastodon. That's our Mastodon, right?
Yeah, it's ours. I have quite a few on there. Quite a few people following me.
That was something I wanted to check. Yeah, you have yours set where I can't retweet anything from you.
On Mastodon?
Yep. It's locked.
Oh, okay.
There's no way to boost it.
Huh, other people retweet it. Tweet the stuff. That must be
well, here's the thing. It's not showing that anybody else has retweeted your stuff either. I mean, I'm the admin. So I got...
Well, Don M does all the time. I've got quite a few people who do. Yeah.
Yep, you got a lock and... Here, I can show you.
Huh, I'll have to check the bot. Maybe it changed. Yeah, because I get a lot of retweets from quite a few people, actually.
Are you going to send it Discord or not? I'm trying to post it in Discord. It's not letting me.
Let me
there
see
we go.
Right now. Huh, I wonder if that's a bot issue.
I don't have any.
Because other people retweet. Or retweet, I should say. It's Mastodon.
Whatever that is, that's set on your end as a permission, so.
Okay. Well, good to know, because I don't remember that being there before. Of course, I've never tested it on another user's account.
Yeah, that's something I've been meaning to mention to you for a while, because I go to, to retweet. I mean, it's open for everyone else, but yours is locked. Do I follow you? Yeah, I do follow you.
Yeah, well, you have to because it was your server, our server.
That doesn't mean I have to follow you, Joe. I can unfollow you.
No, you were one of the first people to follow me.
You want me to unfollow you that bad? Okay, fine, I will.
No. But Don M retweeted it last week. Retweeted it.
Is anybody on Mastodon right now? I know that's a big ask, right?
Here, I gotta sign in here. I can go get my phone. Oh gosh.
See, I got like this weird Moonglyph interface because Civic made me the bod or I think he just signed the account over to me. I'm not sure. Yeah, I can see that Don was able to post it.
Yeah, that's why yeah, it's weird.
Wait, no, hang on. That was Don boosting mine. Never mind. Don't even have Mastodon. Oh man, you need to go drive down to the Mastodon store and pick up a Mastodon. 6 easy payments, 1 difficult one. Open this post and how do I don't spend a lot of time on Mastodon, everyone, in case that's not painfully obvious.
Yeah. I sometimes, like you, I get messages on Mastodon, and so I always check every few days, make sure to check it. But I'm on Twitter religiously every day because that's part of my work. Okay, now I just got to remember my password. I think I have 2-factor also, I'm sure, connected to this. So.
There's a uploaded image.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Oh. And you see, I didn't even do my social media today. I completely forgot. This happens.
Yeah, Don M. He retweeted my. Yeah, it's in my notifications. Okay, so let's go home.
Let's see, I can just Google this post cannot be posted. Let me see. Cannot be posted.
Okay, where is... I'm so used to using I use Tuxie on my mobile.
What do I use for... I'm trying to think. I guess is there an official Mastodon Android app?
No, they're all unofficial that I know of. Tuxie is Tusky, I mean.
Yeah, that's what I use. Tusky?
Yeah.
Yep. That's one I have installed. See, this just makes me sad. There used to be a bunch of like really good Twitter clients for Android. Then Twitter were like, we don't want people using third-party applications. So they came up with this very convoluted token system, which was designed from the ground up to funnel people back into the official Twitter app. So now I just have to use the official Twitter app. One thing I don't like, I noticed, Reddit's getting nasty with wanting to use the app on mobile, because I'll see something. Usually I'm searching for something. I'm trying to find something's information. Of course, Reddit is indexed and I'll see it. So I'll click the app, and I'm inside of Chrome, and it'll open up, and Reddit will pop up a popover, and it's like, this post has not been verified. So you can't view it through the web browser on mobile. You need to use our app, which I don't use the official app. If you're looking for a Reddit client on Android, Relay. I've been using that.
Relay, yeah. That's the one I have installed.
Years and years and years.
So Quinn, I just accepted. I had 10 follow requests.
Okay, your Mastodon is set to followers only. Follower only post can't be boosted. Yeah, it's just like one of the little settings on your end. I don't know which one it is.
Darn it. Might be security, notifications.
Yeah, Relay is the business. Even because I have like Purpose. I have a bunch of tablets, and ranging from brand new stuff to, my Galaxy S6 all the way down to, like, I think the oldest one that's still, it just recently retired, like the Nexus 10, the original one. But Relay's light enough to where that's what you're doing on it. Works fine. Oh, the Amazon tablet works fine with Relay. It's extremely lightweight. It is.
Move to a different account. Trying to find where it is on the desktop app. Not kidding.
I'm going to show everybody chilling out at home. Look at this.
You're welcome, Quinn. Yeah, thanks for following me. I'm looking forward to reading your posts too.
Piece of paper quiets Intel Alder Lake stock coolers, because apparently this was an issue. I love seeing stuff like this, and we're not talking about like it's kind of quiet or a little bit quieter. No, this thing will get rid of the I don't have audio wired into this. But I thought I love little projects like this. Also, I didn't realize that Intel heat sinks have went
that's nice.
That's a word. I don't know. That looks
well, it looks better than their other ones. So, their original heat sinks and fans.
I mean, I guess.
Looks like it lets more air around it.
Apparently, it makes a lot more racket.
Is it noisier? Hide timeline.
You got to add a cowl to it. So, I don't know. Like, stock heat sinks, the last time I was impressed by a stock heat sink was the Wraith cooler. From AMD that came with the first gen Ryzen's. Like that. I left the thing on for about a year. That was well done,
Found it. Okay. Thank you. Quinn64. I know where all the stuff is on the Tusky mobile app, but not on their website. Thank you. Okay. Posting. I see. Only show followers. Okay.
Arthurian, that is right. I mean, compared to, you got to consider, like, that was their pack-in cooler, like the Wraith and the Spire. They were, compared to what Intel had up until very recently, which was like the dinkiest of coolers. Like, and I have those little dinky coolers on the 3 Intel boxes on this side, down here. And I mean, they work, but that's all I'll say about them. They work. For everything else, there's the Hyper 212 Evo. They messed up making that thing. That thing still works on everything.
That's still strange that it would let other people boost my toots, but not Ven. I'm like, what's that about? Because we follow each other. That was just the default. It was set at followers only.
That's in your parking lot, Steve. What is it? It's a Chevy?
Okay, but I got that fixed.
Something?
Ooh.
It's green.
Mm-hmm. So that's probably it. It's very possible that it got locked with the bot. I need to go check my bot too to see what my security settings are on that. Okay.
That's what I'm looking for, Steve. I need my Hot Wheels rock. And my Hot Wheels invisible, whatever they're supposed to be riding on. I'm not up to date with the SpongeBob myth and lore, so.
What is that? What's that rock thing? That's the pet rock Hot Wheel? I don't know.
It's either that or it's a bit of, it's number 8 attached to a bit of poo. I'm not sure. All right, so we're about 4:17. I gotta bounce out of here, everyone.
Okay.
New trends. There are new trends up on Mastodon. Trending posts. Okay, that's nice. I have to approve like trending hashtags. Which is why we don't have a lot of approved trending hashtags on our Mastodon. There is a connection. I want to thank everybody for showing up, hanging out with us, doing the live thing. Hey man, we all need a nimbus in our lives. I'm not against that. Not even in the slightest, but we'll be back doing the same unadulterated nonsense next Wednesday, 3 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah.
It's on the Twitch schedule. There's notifications. We've been over how to get notified. You need to have a very
yes, we have.
convoluted system that involves RSS feeds and carrier pigeons, because that's how you roll, and that's good. We still love you. But Jordan will be back tomorrow night with who knows what. Jordan was going to play some Armadillo last Thursday, but apparently they're having some networking back-end updates, so we ended up playing a little bit of
played Shell Shock.
Yeah, the tank game, which is also very acceptable. So who knows? Tune in tomorrow for a little bit of that, and I'll be back with Jill Friday for our Trackmania rounds match, where we will compete for glory and games and the occasional documentary, because I think Michael won a documentary last week, because we're just cleaning out my humble trove, which is the thing. Cool, everyone. We got any famous last words, Joe?
Aw. Love you, everyone, and have fun Linuxing all the things, no matter what time of day it is. It could be 3 a.m, and you can
Go
Linux
to
all the
bed,
things.
hippie.
Yeah.